Imagine traveling back before history, before kings and empires, to the very beginning. Here lies the start of Genesis, the book of origins, the foundation of the Hebrew Bible and Christian Old Testament. Genesis isn't a science textbook, it's a story of creation, of humanity's first steps, and of promises that echo through time. It's a chronicle of beginnings, the heavens, the earth, light and darkness, land and sea. We meet the first man and woman, witness the birth of families and the forging of a covenant between the divine and humanity. These aren't just ancient tales, they're stories of flawed, complex people searching for meaning, just like us. Genesis explores what it means to be human, grappling with questions that still resonate today. In this world, the divine walks with mortals, and promises are made under a canopy of stars. The language is simple, but the weight is immense. So let's begin. In the beginning, we'll journey from the formless void to Egypt, meeting Adam, Noah, Abraham and Joseph. In these ancient accounts, we may just find a reflection of ourselves. The story opens in darkness, formless, empty, silent. Then, let there be light, and there was light, day one. God separates light from darkness, day from night, bringing order from chaos. On day two, the sky is formed, dividing the waters above and below. Day three, land emerges, seas gather, and the earth bursts with plants and trees. On the fourth day, the sun, moon and stars appear, marking seasons, days and years. Day 5, the seas teem with life and birds fill the sky. Day 6, animals roam the land, and finally humanity is created in God's image, given stewardship over the earth. With creation complete, God declares it all very good. On the seventh day, God rests, blessing this day and making it holy. The rhythm of creation is set work, wonder and rest. Genesis presents a world shaped with intention, each step building toward life and meaning. The story isn't about how, but why. A world made good and a place for humanity within it. The stage is set for everything to come. From chaos, order, from emptiness, abundance. The story of Genesis begins with a world alive with possibility. And so, the journey continues. After creation, the focus narrows to Eden, a garden of beauty and abundance. Adam is placed there, surrounded by every good thing with one boundary. Do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This single rule introduces choice and with it, the possibility of disobedience. Adam is not alone for long. From his side, Eve is created, a companion equal and beloved. Together they live in innocence, unashamed and at peace. But a serpent, cunning and persuasive, tempts Eve to eat the forbidden fruit, promising wisdom. She eats, and Adam follows. Instantly, their innocence is lost. They see their nakedness and cover themselves. The first choice brings the first consequences. The relationship between humanity and the divine is forever changed. Eden is no longer a sanctuary, but a memory. The story of humanity's struggle with choice and consequence has begun, and the world will never be the same. Exiled from Eden, Adam and Eve face toil and mortality. Their sons, Cain and Abel, bring offerings to God. Abel's is accepted, Cain's is not. Jealousy consumes Cain. He kills his brother, committing the first murder. Cain is marked and sent to wander, a symbol of broken relationships. Humanity multiplies, but so does corruption and violence. Grieved, God decides to cleanse the world with a flood. Only Noah, righteous and faithful, is chosen to build an ark and preserve life. Animals and Noah's family enter the ark. Rain falls for 40 days and nights. The world is washed clean. Everything outside the ark perishes. When the waters recede, Noah, his family and the animals begin anew. A rainbow marks a new covenant. Never again will the earth be destroyed by flood. The story of humanity restarts, but the struggle between good and evil remains. Genesis reminds us, choices ripple through generations. Even after disaster, hope and new beginnings are possible. After the flood, generations pass. In Ur, a man named Abram hears a call, "Leave everything and go to a land I will show you." Abram obeys, trusting a promise, descendants as countless as the stars, a land and a blessing for all nations. He journeys to Canaan, builds altars and clings to hope despite his and Sarai's old age and childlessness. The promise seems impossible, but God reaffirms it. At last Isaac is born. Then comes the ultimate test. God asks Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. Abraham obeys, but at the last moment a ram is provided instead. Abraham's faith is proven and the covenant is confirmed. He becomes the father of faith, a patriarch for generations. Genesis shows faith as a journey, uncertain, costly, but transformative. The story of Abraham is the story of trusting in promises not yet seen. Through him, a nation and a legacy begins. The journey of faith continues. The covenant passes to Isaac, whose life is quieter but pivotal. Isaac marries Rebekah, and after years of waiting they have twins, Esau and Jacob. The brothers struggle from the womb, Esau the hunter, Jacob the quiet schemer. In a moment of hunger, Esau sells his birthright to Jacob for a meal. Later, with Rebekah's help, Jacob deceives Isaac and steals Esau's blessing. Esau's rage forces Jacob to flee. Alone, Jacob dreams of a stairway to heaven. God renews the covenant, promising presence and return. Jacob marks the place as Bethel, house of God. His exile becomes a pilgrimage, shaped by divine encounter. Genesis shows that the path to blessing is rarely smooth. Through struggle, deception and dreams, the promise endures. The story of Isaac and Jacob is one of family, conflict and the persistence of hope. The legacy continues. Jacob's life grows complicated. 2 wives, 2 maidservants, 12 sons. His favorite is Joseph, the firstborn of Rachel, marked by a coat of many colors. Joseph's dreams of greatness fuel his brothers' jealousy. They plot against him, selling him into slavery and deceiving Jacob with a bloodied coat. Joseph is gone, presumed dead. Jacob is left grieving. The brothers' betrayal sets in motion a story of loss, guilt and unexpected redemption. The 12 sons become the ancestors of Israel's tribes. Genesis shows how family rivalry can shape destinies. Even in betrayal, the seeds of future hope are sown. The story of Joseph is just beginning. The journey from pain to purpose is underway. In Egypt, Joseph is sold to Potiphar and rises quickly, only to be falsely accused and imprisoned. Even in prison, Joseph's integrity and wisdom shine. He interprets dreams for Pharaoh's officials. Forgotten for years, Joseph is finally summoned to interpret Pharaoh's troubling dreams. He predicts 7 years of abundance, then 7 of famine, and advises preparation. Impressed, Pharaoh makes Joseph second in command over Egypt. Joseph stores grain, saving Egypt and surrounding nations from starvation. The boy betrayed by his brothers becomes a savior to many. Genesis shows how suffering can lead to unexpected purpose. Joseph's journey is one of resilience, faith and transformation. From the pit to the palace, his story is a testament to hope. The stage is set for a family reunion that will change everything. In Egypt, the promise to Abraham finds new ground. The story of Genesis nears its climax. Famine brings Joseph's brothers to Egypt, seeking food from the brother they betrayed. They bow before him, fulfilling Joseph's dreams. After testing their hearts, Joseph reveals himself not with vengeance, but forgiveness. He sees purpose in his suffering. God sent me ahead to save lives. The family is reunited. Jacob and all his descendants settle in Egypt. Before his death, Jacob blesses his sons, foretelling the future of Israel's tribes. Joseph too grows old, reminding his family of God's promise to return them to their land. Genesis ends not with conquest, but with hope, a promise carried into the future. These stories are more than ancient tales. They are the roots of faith, law and culture. Genesis is about beginnings, choices and the enduring power of promise. From Eden to Egypt, it traces humanity's journey with the divine. The story is unfinished, the journey continues. And in these ancient words we find echoes of our own search for meaning.